In June 2022, I exchanged my Chevrolet Bolt EV, aka Artemis, for this, a 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning. It's the Lariat trim, it's got the extended range battery pack, and we like to call this truck Adira Tal, after the character of the same name from Star Trek Discovery. It is a fantastic truck. I've enjoyed driving this in the last 7-8 months or so, and I've driven it a fair amount. To date, Adira Tal has about 14,500 miles on the clock, which means in 500 miles time, I'm going to go and get my 15,000 mile service, which, because it's an electric vehicle, will amount to just making sure that all the nuts and bolts are still tight and rotating the tyres. Most people wouldn't bother. I'm going to do it for the sake of documenting what life is like with this electric pickup truck. Lots of other people have been documenting life with the F-150 Lightning. Several well-known YouTubers have owned one as well. They've got rid of theirs, including Hoovy, who made a series of videos discussing how terrible he felt the Ford F-150 Lightning was as a towing vehicle. We don't. We towed a car all the way from Seattle to Colorado without any problems in 3 days over a mountain pass in the summer. It was fine. And he also documented how terrible the winter range was just before selling it. Again, I've driven this car a fair amount in the winter and not had huge issues with it. Hoovy now claims that his truck, after he sold it, suffered a complete battery failure, and now that vehicle is effectively a brick until Ford has the spare parts to replace the battery pack, which of course is a bit of a challenge because Ford, like every other automaker right now, is struggling to get lithium-ion battery packs for production vehicles, let alone have a healthy stock of spares for cars who have issues, or in this case, trucks. But Ford has responded, seemingly, to one of the criticisms from Hoovy and other automotive YouTubers, namely the way that the truck reports its range in winter. And that has resulted in an over-the-air software update, rushed over-the-air software update, if you will, or rather a priority over-the-air software update that's being pushed to Ford F-150s right now to address the way that the trucks report their winter range. I am on the early access program, which means I get those updates a little bit earlier than other people. I don't think they call it the early access program. It's like the equivalent of the beta software test program that Tesla does. I applied for it and they let me on it. So what I'm going to be discussing with you right now today is my experience of the update. I know it's been rolled out to people who are not on the program now, which is why I'm okay talking about it. But there is a particular pernicious problem with this update. Normally, the F-150 Lightning tells you it has a software update, and it will tell you in this menu here. This is the software update menu. It checks for updates and then tells you that you've got a software update available. This is the software update we're talking about. It's the Priority Update 22-PU 1009-MIL-DTE. Effectively, this is about updating the software to improve the accuracy of the distance to empty measurement. Effectively, it's about making sure that the truck is more accurate in its guessometer work. And guessometers, i.e. the thing that tells you how many miles you've got before it runs out of charge, are notoriously unreliable on pretty much every EV out there. Sometimes even Teslas struggle predicting how much range they've actually got, although Tesla is probably the most accurate of all of the EVs out there right now. This update should make this more accurate, but the problem is that the update keeps failing. Every time we tell the truck to update, it says it's going to update, it tells you to exit the vehicle and says that it will update, and then it doesn't, and you end up with an error on your phone. See all of these? These are all of the failed updates. We recently tried to install a Ford power-up software update, but were unsuccessful. We'll try the installation again at your next regularly scheduled update. Ongoing updates like this, blah, blah, blah. Now, I've probably had about 20 of these since I first started to install the update, and I know other people on various Ford F-150 Lightning forums are having the same issue. So let's see if we can hack this to get it to work. And by hack, I mean make the truck happy so that the update will install. For some reason, the over-the-air update for this truck, this particular update, starts the process and then suffers some kind of error and it never finishes, and so the system never properly updates. And rumor has it, if you disconnect something under the hood, things will be better. I've already removed my luggage net here with my spare screen washing, but I'm going to disconnect the 12-volt battery, and to do that I'm just going to hop up into the truck, pull this cover off, and I'm going to disconnect this battery here. Stop! Don't listen to me from the past. This is me from the future, here to tell you that the whole idea of disconnecting the 12-volt battery in this case did not work. Normally, disconnecting the 12-volt battery does in fact reboot this truck's computer and clears any errors that take place. And the theory was if I disconnected the 12-volt battery for somewhere between 30 seconds and 5 minutes, it would reset the update cache and everything would be fine. Everything is not fine. It did not update then. It has not updated for the next 3 or 4 attempts, and the update is still showing as pending. Here's what we've tried. We've tried connecting to a different Wi-Fi network in my house, because we are connected to a Wi-Fi network in the truck to the house network, because that makes over-the-air software updates happen more quickly. And we are out here in the boonies, so cell phone signal is pretty terrible, and therefore we normally make sure the truck is connected to Wi-Fi when there is an over-the-air update to do. We also tried leaving my phone and my keys as far away from this truck as possible, because my theory at one point was, well, maybe if I walk past the truck with my phone as a key or my keys in my pocket, the truck will wake up, abort its software update because it will want to drive and be useful. That also did not work. In short, I don't know why this is not updating, but when I was looking at the update previously, it did say that it would update at -01 something as a time, which is not necessarily how time is supposed to be coded. It read weird. It was a weird time. I should have captured a screenshot of it and I didn't, and I am sorry for that. But the truck is still not updating. This has happened to me before and it just solved itself after about a week. There is another update coming, and it seems that over-the-air software update is still very much bleeding edge, cutting edge, and you're going to get cut, basically. I'm not going to give Ford a hard time for this. If I lived in a big city somewhere and there was great cell phone coverage and there wasn't any question as to whether I had good cell reception up here or that my Wi-Fi was 100% reliable, which it's not, then maybe I would criticize Ford more. But we're out in the country. This sometimes takes a while. And I decided to continue this video because I was pretty confident that I knew how to fix it. And I wanted to show that sometimes we get these things wrong. And this is as much about the journey as it is about, you know, us telling you exactly how things should be. So if you are watching this and you are an F-150 Lightning owner and you figured out how to get this software update to work, let me know in the comments below. If you are an F-150 Lightning owner and you haven't got this to work yet, maybe you should also comment in the comments below, because there's clearly something wrong with this update. And I think it's been pushed out in a hurry. There is another over-the-air software update on the way, apparently, which adds some more functionality to the truck. And I've had probably about a half dozen over-the-air software updates since I've owned this truck, and they've all been pretty good, pretty reliable. I got a slew of them in October and November, and so maybe there's going to be another update come that will fix this particular one. I don't know the answer, but of course I will let you know as soon as I do. Thank you for putting up with the poor video quality at the end of this video. It was about 3:30 when we started filming it. It's now 5:15 in the evening and it's raining. So yeah, we're still in the truck. It's raining hard and we figured, hey, let's just give you the end of this and hopefully we can take it from there. If you liked today's video, you know what to do. Feel free to tip us with a super thanks. The comments are also open for your thoughts, as is our Discord chat room. There are links below. If you want more, subscribe, hit the bell and follow the links below to regularly support us with a YouTube membership or a Patreon subscription. You'll also find links to our Ko-fi, Bitcoin and our swag store, and check us out on Mastodon. We have our very own Mastodon server. Scrolling on my right is the list of amazing charged up supporters, and shout outs go out to our self-driving tier supporters: Mike Weeder, Linda Irish, Sean Tucker, Patrick Boyarski, Paul Nelson, Chris Maxwell, Brian Newton, Michael Goad, Bennett Elder, Andrew Martin, Pedro Moa Pinheiro, Brophy Wolf, Chris and Michael Johnson, Tasla in the Gong, Dan Blair, Peter Dillinger, Gordon C, Stephen O'Donoghue, Carl Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Denny Hyde, Chris Centaur and Jim Burness. And of course, super out of this world thanks to our top tier supporters. They are Andrew Glenn, Anonymous Freak, JP Fagerback, Joe Bresney, John Lyons, Rory Litwin, Kevin Burrowbridge, Dave Kitchen, Aaron Juan, Laura Reynolds, Marcel Ward, Matthew Drobnak, Paul Conway, Reggie Watts, Will Graylin and Ian. I'll be back soon, as will Kate, with some more amazing content. But until then, thanks for watching. As I said, let me know if you solved the mystery of the over-the-air updates not working in the F150. It is starting to drive me just a little bit crazy. But until next time, keep evolving.